I'm so happy you're tuning into this training so you can attract your soul-aligned clients and sell your innate gifts with integrity, even if you've tried to elevate your brand before or maybe working right now with misaligned clients. If you know the work you do is powerful and transformative, but you're often stuck working with clients who undervalue what you do or struggle to attract the most elevated clients that you most want to work with, then this training is going to be of high value for you. You are in the right place if you're a soulful coach or healer who's been working with clients who are misaligned and de-energizing, and you have a proven way of creating results, but a hard time articulating the power of your work in a way that sells. Now, if you're new into the online coaching industry and yet to work with paying clients, this will still be of value to you if you want to avoid attracting clients who are mismatched and low vibe and not fall into the trap that many established, talented, soulful coaches and healers have experienced. Still going to be of value to you. Definitely stick around. But I have created this for online coaches and healers who are already experiencing what it's like to attract clients that are a mismatch with the expansiveness of their work. Because at the end of this, I have a very special invitation for those who are interested and want intimate support in really articulating the power of their intuitive brilliance and aligning with those premium, energized clients who light up their soul, appreciate the value of their work, and get the most phenomenal results. A little bit about me if we haven't already met. I'm Joanna, brand messaging consultant and client alignment coach. I've got 20 years of experience in marketing, working for top London advertising and media agencies. And I'm also a pranic healer and breathwork facilitator. I'm the host of a leading podcast. And if you're familiar with human design, I'm a rare, sometimes called unicorn 5-1 reflector. Now, I spend most of my time helping online coaches and healers create amazing messaging resonance with the clients they most want to work with to move them successfully through the know, like, and trust process in integrity without playing small or hiding their true gifts, and ultimately up-level their income and impact for that sustainable business security and joy. Enough about me. I'm so thrilled you're here because over the next short while together, we're going to get you really clear about where you might be going wrong right now with your messaging. And I'm going to give you a simple path to client attraction so you don't need to continue with stagnant energy or content that lands flat, not really knowing how to attract the clients that you desire to work with most. So let's take an audit about where you're at right now. How do you feel about the current situation? Is it possible that you are shrinking your message? This is where you are super certified and experienced, but you're not even sure exactly who you are meant to work with and what to say so they just get it. So you're not expressing the true expansiveness of your work, and you're looking for inspiration from others, from templates, white files, or even AI to create that content. Or maybe you feel like you're blending in. You see other coaches, they're working with motivated, high vibe clients, the clients that you would love to sign up. And let's be honest, they're not half as talented as you, these other coaches. So why is it they seem to be having this success? And you don't know exactly what to say and share, so you stand out as that expert in the industry. So you keep trying new marketing strategies that don't light up your soul. And perhaps you are falling into over delivering. And look, that's because you're so dedicated to excellence and creating wildly successful client results. But you find yourself over delivering for unappreciative clients to prove yourself over and over and packing your calendar full of obligations. No wonder you feel tired and strung out by the end of the day. Now, just take a moment and see how you feel right now. Maybe you felt all three of these at some points, and maybe you feel some or all of them even today. And that was my experience. I played so small, keeping my most potent gifts in the shade. When I leapt out of corporate at the beginning of the pandemic, it was all about bringing that corporate energy into the coaching space and not really what I was designed to do most. So I took on clients that needed me. And I expressed a strong rescuer energy to try and pull them through the process to get them the results. and filling my calendar with things I felt obligated to do in my business, leading me to feel more and more resentful. And you may be familiar with this, leaning into that masculine drive. A lot of us ex-corporates do that, us driven, high-achieving women, because we want to get stuff done. So I was in constant do until I completely burned out. Now, it's important to know where to focus your energy according to where you're currently at. To energetically attract your perfect fit soul clients, you really need to embody and articulate your intuitive brilliance and position and package who you are, who you serve, and your offers, and radiate it outwards. Now, if you've been shrinking your message, it's about really leaning into your elevated messaging. And this is the authentic embodiment of your unique brilliance, so your people just get it. And if you've been blending in to the sea of sameness in the online space, we need to get to expressed marketing, attuned and energetic expression to your audience of the high vibe, ready to buy clients that I promise are out there and probably in your audience right now. And if you've been over delivering, it's about embodied energetics. This is business energetics that match the higher frequency of your most desirable clients. And look, when your energetics are off, it creates an incongruence between you and those desirable clients. And it's often the missing piece for soulful coaches and healers, even if they're successfully helping their own clients with their energetic alignment. When I added these pieces to my business, the shift in my results was incredible. But the shift in the joy I was feeling in my work was next level too, and perhaps even more important. Certainly it was to me. And as a pranic healer and into breath work, I love to catalyze these energetic shifts for my clients too. Whenever I've implemented these aspects, I create my best month yet. And this method's created feelings of extreme confidence and courage to get phenomenal results for my clients too. It's like my business coach client, she fired her most energy draining client the first week she implemented this strategy and called in 3 perfect fit clients in the same week. And my relationship coach client got 2 new aligned clients in her first week by finding her unapologetic voice and showing up in full alignment with her soul's message. So I have a question for you. What if you knew how to articulate and express the expansive message that only you're designed to share? And you get to consistently work with these perfect match clients that feel like friends and the communication just flows. And they value your expertise, they follow your process, they get the best outcomes and results. And you get to express your authentic self and get paid for it, supercharging your income and impact with ease instead of effort. And you can finally get off to that Monday morning yoga class you've been promising yourself. And that is perfectly possible. But only when all of these pieces are in alignment. When you've mastered your elevated messaging and are fully expressed in your marketing, and you're attuned to your embodied energetics. Your frequency is totally aligned to attract those high vibe premium clients, and you have the articulation to back that up. What creates the incongruencies between you and your soul client attraction are misdirections. And these misdirections compromise all 3 of these essential up levels. And I'm going to show you how to get out of that. But first, I'm going to share why this is happening. And this is the biggest mistake I see intuitive coaches and healers make all the time. And it's falling into what I call the brand band-aid trap, focusing on external fixes to attract premium clients. They'll often believe things like, I need to look more premium, so I attract more committed, higher vibe clients. And they'll start doing activities like website upgrades, brand photo shoots, tinkering with premium brand color palettes, making over their Instagram account, falling into the Canva black hole that all of us are familiar with, or trying to learn copywriting or even raising their prices as a strategy. And it's understandable because it's taught in the online coaching industry that the way you look is the most important thing. And it may seem like the obvious thing to do as we see other coaches with these high converting websites and sales pages. And we all want our online places to look gorgeous and premium, of course. but this can be a very costly distraction. I mean, a website upgrade could cost anything from $5,000 to $10,000, and copywriters, at least good copywriters that can really help you hone that, will charge 5 figures immediately as soon as you sign up with them. But the problem is, when you're creating from an energy of self-doubt and confusion about your messaging, no amount of glossy images or borrowed words are going to create the energetic resonance that you need to attract your next level clients. And as for raising our prices, we're often told to do that, to charge our worth as the easiest way to attract high value clients. And if you've ever done that, you wouldn't be alone in believing that, because so many online mentors drum that into us. Raising our prices is the silver bullet to getting premium clients and earning more. And it's something we've all tried before. But can you hold the energy of the price increase? Do you hesitate when somebody asks you the price, energetically repelling that potential client, or even ignoring your intuition and taking on clients that you know aren't a good fit, and then over-delivering to justify the increased investment? We know that raising consciousness and catalyzing change for our clients needs a deeper solution. And that's, we must be the brand upgrade. Be uniquely you, speaking your truth and owning your expertise so it radiates that energy outwards before you elevate your outward facing brand, before you consider starting to pay someone to upgrade your website. No one is going deeper into your personal and unique brilliance than the way I'm doing it, because it's the path less trodden and you can't use a swipe file. But this is my zone of genius, being able to join the dots and articulate your soul's brand message and what that means for your industry positioning and differentiation. And I get really frustrated with advice from business coaches like, identify a client, create an offer to fill a gap in the market, and then just market it. Because you get stuck when you're out of alignment with your true gifts and expertise. So then you don't attract the right people, or you get stuck in procrastination about selling offers that you don't really want to deliver. And these clients speak to the results of just being the brand upgrade. She says, believe in my uniqueness and what I have to bring to the table, no more hiding behind others. And this client literally shared her unique message, being the brand upgrade, in a couple of very soft ways, and had a phenomenal number of people visit her landing page and a conversion rate, so she filled her event. The other belief that we often have, and I see time and time again, is I just need to try another business strategy and I'll attract more of the right clients and love what I'm doing again. There are so many options, so many strategies out there, from learning how to be great on Instagram Reels, upgrading your funnel, constantly creating new offers or new webinars, leaning into building your email list and developing email sequences. Look, most of us bounce around from one to the next, wondering why we only get modest or temporary results, and then getting stuck on this hamster wheel of one strategy after another. The industry loves this, right? Because so many experts sell based on the fear that without this one killer strategy, you won't succeed. And that's why, after exactly the same thing happened to me and the experience of all the clients I've worked with, I've seen what's really going on. And the truth is, any strategy can work for you, but only when you successfully articulate the value of your intuitive genius and align that in your marketing. And the results speak for themselves. This client says, I did it, invested, knees knocking, and the first week I got 3 calls and this week I got 10. And another says, I just opened the doors, 2 jumped in before I even promoted it, didn't even think it was possible. And then 100K launch, and they're a perfect fit for their program. So happy, thank you. Now, all 3 of these client examples use different strategies. It wasn't the strategy that made the difference. It was fully articulating their value and aligning that in their marketing that made those strategies so successful. Now, maybe you've tried many strategies yourself and you've experienced what Abraham Hicks calls the contrast, where we experience things in our 3D lives that are just not right and give us clarity to realize what we really need, what we really want. So thank you, contrast, for helping us experience that the strategies aren't always the answer? And has it given you more clarity on what's really going on and what you really need? Now, this is what happened for me. And this took me 12 months because I had to work this all out for myself. I wish I'd had a mentor that had shown me the steps. But now I can take my clients through this same process in as little as 30 to 90 days. And I want to share with you the results I got when I dialed in aligned brand messaging. At first, I had misaligned messaging. I was making money, but I was attracting mismatched clients, over delivering. I felt uninspired by my offers, and I was trying everything and feeling exhausted. I really wanted to scale, but instead I was overwhelmed and got completely burned out. That summer, I just wasn't showing up. I didn't know what my true elevated message was or how to articulate it. I didn't believe that high-level premium clients would come into my world and my work, but I knew I wanted more joy and sustainability in my business. I spent 3 months spinning my wheels, slowly getting that clarity until I worked out what needed to change. That's when I learned my energetic business manifesto. I literally downloaded it. I elevated my messaging with a process I developed called Brand Epics that truly identifies brand truth and creates next level messaging. And I expressed and articulated it unapologetically and elevated my industry positioning. And I found that with messaging alignment as my focus, it flowed through my marketing in line with my values and integrity. And by implementing energetic shifts, my business improved dramatically. I started attracting these perfect soul clients with my content, feeling energized. I knew exactly what to say. And I started exceeding my previous income levels every month. And as an aside, I also found a creative outlet in pottery, creating ceramics for the soulful spirit that has surprisingly created a second business that I least expected. So I'm going to show you exactly how to make this a reality. And it starts with understanding and creating energetic congruence with your high-level premium clients. We're all energetic beings, and we all get to choose aligned frequencies. Let's look at the Abraham Hicks Emotional Guidance Scale, which I've adapted to help explain this vital point. You can see here on the right are the high vibration emotions that feel good. Things like passion, enthusiasm, appreciation. And over here on the left are the lower vibration emotions, down from fear up to discouragement, worry, doubt. Now, if you want to attract clients on the feeling good part of this scale, who are passionate, empowered, and enthusiastic, it's not going to work if you're stuck down the lower levels, frustrated or overwhelmed, or even right down here feeling unworthy or insecure. Other messaging experts or copywriters may have you believe that you just need to get the words right. But we know that energy is connected, and the vibration we emit in our messaging is just as important as the messaging itself. So you know what energy you want your soul clients to be in. I'm sure if you're here right now, the clients you most want to attract are these clients who are optimistic, have positive expectations, appreciation, they're passionate. But where have you been recently? And where are you right now? Are you in self-doubt, disappointment, feeling overwhelmed or irritated? Now, there are particular actions that we might be taking, that you might be taking right now in your business that create this lower frequency. And these frequencies can really lead to obligation and resentment, two of the worst feelings to really raise vibrations in an online business. And I've seen all of these have been quoted by my clients. When they start working with me, they are doing things like treading on the content hamster wheel and feeling bored and pessimistic by it, or going over 60 minutes on that call with the client again, feeling so irritated that they couldn't set that boundary, having overbooked calendars and feeling overwhelmed, or pushing a client to get results or even doing the work for them, the disappointment that that brings, that vibration, or saying yes to a last minute deadline and feeling worry about delivering it. and working so many hours, as we often do in our own businesses, feeling discouraged or even angry with the situation. When you up level your messaging and energy, you have to really get the energetic piece to match so your client attraction is ignited in the most powerful way. So I'd like to invite you into elevated congruence with your perfect fit premium clients. Perhaps you can recognize the sorts of clients you're currently working with on that scale, and you can ask yourself, where were you on that scale? Where were you vibrating when you attracted them to book with you? Because it's often the case when we attracted them 3 months ago, we were in self-doubt and overwhelm, and then wonder why suddenly those clients appear to be reflecting that right back at us. And how are you out of energetic alignment in your business and in the way you're working, your client interactions, your boundaries right now? And importantly, what do you think needs to shift to match your desired client energy? When you get the energetic frequency of your client interactions and marketing right, you radiate that frequency in your marketing and messaging and connect with those soul clients. Your frequency is fundamental to your marketing. Through the joy you feel when you're doing your marketing activities, being in integrity and radiating your energy to your future clients, I see it like the field. We're all connected in the energetic field, and we are connected in the 3D through online, through our online marketing. So what exactly do elevated frequency clients need to be attracted to your marketing? I'm going to introduce you to levels of marketing consciousness. And there are 4 levels, which we've all been in at some time, and all of our clients fall into these categories, both when we market to them and when we deliver to them. 2 are at the lower end of the scale, reactive and willful. They fall into those denser energies. And the intellectual and intuitive are at the higher frequency energies. I'm going to take you through them, and perhaps you might recognize where you've been or indeed where your clients are. Now, reactive, she says it's just got to work. There's fear and desperation in this feeling. She's easily triggered and very much motivated by FOMO. She fears she'll miss out if she doesn't jump in right now. And of course, she's making those decisions from a very fearful energy. And the other type of low frequency client is willful. She says, I will get it done. Now, I know I can relate to the willful energy. This was exactly the energy I was in when I first moved into the online coaching space. It's all about pushing and proving, really motivated by deadlines. These clients can come to you in a state where you're like, they're going to get it done, but very soon into the process, they stop turning up, they're not on time, they didn't do the homework, their payment plans might fail because we burn out. Anyone that's tried to use willpower alone to do anything will understand that it isn't sustainable. And marketing to willful clients may get you some immediate success, but unfortunately, you will soon identify them as mismatched clients longer term. Now, the sorts of marketing that attracts clients in these lower level frequencies are what I call icky bro marketing tactics. This is where we really lean into struggle agitation, all about hammering in their pain points. I see it time and time again on websites, sales pages, content. We just talk about the problems they're suffering. And the problem is, when we do that, we attract people who are identifying with those problems and are not ready to change. These are the clients that lap up our free content but aren't ready to jump into our programs. They're the clients who come onto the discovery calls but just aren't ready to make the leap. And they also tend to really respond to false scarcity and urgency. So many bro marketers will encourage us to do countdown timers and kind of pretend that it's jump in now or you'll never be able to get this work at this price. Now, if they're in integrity and those are truthful, that's different. But if these are false, they can really create an energy where the most fearful people will be the ones jumping in. Now let's talk about the higher levels of frequency, the marketing consciousness level that we really want to be leaning into. Now, first of all, the intellectual. She can be a great client because she says it just makes sense. She loves rationale and reasoning. She's deeply analytical. She likes the details. She's very motivated by security. She's discerning and she makes good decisions and values herself for being able to do that. And her partner at the high levels of frequency are the intuitive clients. They're the ones that say it just feels right. They're leaning into the sacral or the heart center. They get gut feelings when they see what you have to say. And hopefully you've experienced this with clients in the past. They're like, I just knew I had to work with you. It's like you're speaking to my soul. They have a deep level of self-trust. They have a trust in divine timing, that they know that the time is right and that they're going to fully commit and take responsibility for their outcomes. And they're very motivated by intuitive nudges. A simple piece of content that you create that really calls to this person can simply give them that nudge, and they know they have to reach out to you. Now, both intellectual and intuitive clients, and indeed many are a combination, as you may be, and I am, of both, really respond to marketing that calls to their future reality desires. It's future pacing and recognizing that they align more with their desires, results, and outcomes than they do just by identifying with their struggles. And when you see them in this evolved, enlightened state and can articulate that, it very much calls to them because they know that you're the expert that will get them to the positive outcome they desire. And they also respond extremely well to integrity and expertise. They need to be able to trust that you can get them those results. And they want to know that they're working with someone that matches their high values and sense of integrity. So which level of marketing consciousness have you been marketing to? Are you connecting with those high level soul clients, those intellectual and intuitive types? And which level of consciousness have you been operating in over the last 3 months when you think about the kind of messages and marketing you've been putting out? Are you directing that at the high levels of marketing consciousness, or sometimes or all the time at those lower levels? So you just end up working harder and pushing and proving even more. Well, what would it feel like to consistently attract higher consciousness soul clients? And we know who they are. We know what it feels like to work with them. They're the ones that are hell yes to investing their time, their money, and energy. They follow your process. They love your work and take personal responsibility for the outcomes they create. They're the ones that get those wildly successful results to create testimonials, reviews, and they go on to recommend your work to others. They're your biggest fans. And perhaps most importantly of all, they're the most energizing and inspiring souls to work with. So you love what you do. So of course you want to market to higher frequency clients, those elevated soul clients. So how do we market to those higher levels of consciousness? And if you're wondering that, I'm going to share the exact way to do that with you now. And these are the 3 ingredients in my RAD3 value messaging system that you need to radiate your brilliance and stand out so you can build that know, like, and trust and get booked with dream clients. The resonance, the R part, this is who you are, who you serve and why. You create a know and like feeling in those clients. Authority drives trust. This is essential. Why you? How are you different? Why should they book with you and work with you rather than any other expert in your niche? And desirability is creating a demand for what you do. And these all build that know, like, and trust and booked. And, you know, I've seen coaches who have some of these, and that's great, but they're wondering why they aren't getting sales or not getting to work with the clients they most want. So I'm going to share the key questions you need to ask yourself to make sure that you're primed for delivering all 3 of these ingredients in your communications, because each one is essential if you desire to elevate your client attraction. Let's look at resonance first. Key questions. I would love for you to write these down or rewatch this and make sure that you know the answers to these questions. So is your brand positioning a reflection of your unique gifts and values? We really need to bring that through and articulate it in our message. And do you know who exactly your soul avatar is and what they care about most? So you can articulate that and really connect with them in extreme resonance and soul level connection. And are you focused on engaging with clients who light you up? Or are you even trying right now to resonate with clients at the lower levels of marketing consciousness or the mismatched clients you've attracted before? This is the key to brand positioning and differentiation. That's so you stand out in your crowded industry and you resonate with your people, all in line with your values and vision. Now let's talk about authority, the trust building piece. Now, are you radiating thought leader energy and positioning yourself as a leader in your niche or industry? Are you sharing a proven method for great results? Now, I expect that you have a method, and I'm sure it's very successful, but having it behind the scenes and not being able to articulate it in a very clear and concise way that allows clients to understand that you have that proven process. It's trademarkable, it's unique, and it stands out above others in your niche that cannot articulate that. And are your clients sharing their successes and energizing you with social proof? Ultimately, let me ask you, can you walk into any room, whether that's in person or virtual, with leadership energy and opinions that magnetizes the right people to your work? Now, desirability, because messaging doesn't start and stop with your content. It must radiate through all your marketing and delivery touch points, so you're truly expressing the value of your work. Your messaging must be deeply entrenched in your offer promise, and you've got to be able to articulate that potent promise. And are you expressing the true value of your work to potential clients? Because we're not selling courses and programs and containers, we're selling transformation, we're selling benefits. And ultimately, if you can articulate that value, your clients will get it and they will work with you. The most aligned, energizing clients. And last but certainly not least, are you crystal clear in your unique buyer journey? Do you understand how they're going to come from those first pieces of content through to understanding your expertise and authority, into trust, and then into understanding exactly what they can expect to achieve and what you will deliver on the promise of your offer? So which of the RAD3 steps are you missing? Are there aspects that you can immediately see you need to dial up to truly evoke that full power of client attraction? And importantly, what's it costing you and your business to be missing some of these steps? Now, a question I'm often asked at this point is, what if I'm still blending in? Because boy, we all work in a cluttered industry. Since the pandemic, even more coaches and healers have come into the online space, and many are speaking to the same pain points. They look like they're doing very similar work, and it's vital that you don't blend into the crowd. Because what ends up happening if you're blending in and not attracting the clients you most want to work with, is you end up feeling exhausted and frustrated. Perhaps you felt invisible, like your gifts and expertise are overlooked. People just scroll on past. And I've been there. When I left the agency corporate world a few years ago and I entered the online coaching space, I forgot all about energetic congruence and conveying my unique brilliance, because I was in fight and flight. I was working endless hours to achieve more faster. And I was looking to the gurus and the experts to show me how. So I invested in coaches who promised shortcuts and silver bullets. And I was investing from that reactive and willful energy, really trying to find gaps in the market to fit myself into, and jumping from one strategy to the next, endlessly creating content that, quite frankly, just blended in. I was sending all the emails, posting on social media, doing all the things, but feeling so tired and drained. I even cried on the kitchen floor a few months in because I didn't understand how I'd created a business that was so misaligned with what I most desire to create, which is, of course, time with my kids, time for hobbies, self-development, travel, none of which I was experiencing because I wasn't unapologetically expressing the real me in my messaging and connecting with elevated clients that I most wanted to work with. And this is always what my clients come to me with too. They're saying that their marketing and offers aren't reflecting what they most want to share. And they want client attraction to feel easier so they can concentrate on doing the work with the clients that they love the most. And it can be really soul-sucking because you know that you're here to create an impact in the world. You're putting out super transformational work, but people aren't truly seeing you. I was wondering if I just had to work with anyone who said yes, but I knew that there was a different way to re-energize my business. And that's the truth for me, for the clients I work with, and for you. It is possible to convey the power of your work to those perfect fit clients and truly stand out within the crowded online niches with authenticity and integrity. And to do that, you have to join the dots of your unique brilliance. And I do that by uncovering the essence of these 5 core aspects in my brand epics process: experience, pain, interest, character, and skills. Each one of these areas represents a unique opportunity to shift and elevate your messaging from misaligned to aligned. And I've done this process dozens of times, and I usually find that 1 or 2 of these areas have been completely suppressed. And that's what's blocking your messaging from truly resonating with your people. You know, no one else in the industry, at least as far as I've seen, goes this deep into what you are about as the first priority. They tend to jump into ideal client identification, looking for gaps in the market, and they encourage their clients to mold to fit into client demand. And that's what creates misalignment, resentment, and exhaustion. I've worked with clients who have worked in this industry for 10 years or more and realized that they're made to work with clients who are completely different and elevated because they hadn't seen what it is about them that is unique and desirable. It blows my mind the insights this can create, knowing what you're meant to be expressing and discovering the essence and characteristics of the perfect match clients who are elevated and high frequency. So once you understand the potency of each aspect for you, and then how to articulate to engage energizing clients, it really differentiates you and you can stand out and finally shine your light. And here are some of the crazy results that I've manifested in a really short amount of time just by implementing what I've just taught you, like launching and growing my podcast to its top 2% global ranking position, being a sought after podcast guest, and creating a new client pipeline from podcast interviews, and writing articles as an executive contributor and booking new clients from 17 discovery calls I got just from the first 2 articles I had published. And when you up level and energetically express your brand messaging, things shift quickly. This client on the left, an amazing business coach, for her, our brand epics work was so potent. It immediately was so obvious to me the gaps that she needed to step into and what was keeping her playing small. I was able to shine a light on exactly what her authentic messaging needed to be and powerfully articulate it. And that freed her to extend her expertise into delivering what she loves most and not being someone else. She started booking new clients immediately. She's now filled her group program. And it's this kind of success that comes at so many different levels. Like in the middle here, this is my psychic mentor client, and she'd lost so much confidence. She'd had 6-figure years, but she'd contracted and lost her way, and her confidence in her messaging was at an all-time low. Our work together reactivated her soul-aligned message and the courage to be herself again. She says, "You've literally activated something inside me. I could feel energetic shifts taking place, and I'm flooded with ideas for my messaging now. Thank you." Her Instagram has grown at a phenomenal rate since she started doing that, and clients are coming through. She's smashing it. She's so bold and up-leveled. And this work has created results from signing 3 new clients in a week and being described as the best thing is they were so perfect. And I never felt so excited to coach new clients before. And even allowed my spiritual catalyst client to do her first 100K launch and bring in perfect fit clients for my program. She says, so happy. Thank you. And if you could implement what I've just shared, what would that change for you? If you've created aligned and authentic brand messaging that calls in elevated clients, if you show up visibly with marketing that expresses your expertise and is consistently available for your soul clients to find, and if you have aligned your back-end business energetics, so you're matching the frequency of those up-leveled clients that you most want to attract, what would that change right now for your coaching business? And what's the value to you if you don't have to spend all your time thinking about what to say in your marketing and get to spend way more time actually practicing your gifts with amazing clients? You've got these energetic, inspiring clients who you get to choose to work with and really appreciate the value of your work. And you're creating consistent income and that feeling of safety in your business while making a big impact in the world. And that is all possible. But none of this is possible without articulating your intuitive brilliance and expressing the value of your work. And it's not possible when you're misaligned with your unique message and not articulating the value of your work in your marketing in a high frequency way. A lot of programs out there will teach you to engage with client attraction from an external source. It leads to generic and impersonal messaging. And then you're creating content that doesn't really resonate with those clients you want to attract. So in my opinion, it's not possible at all if you can't communicate in a way that resonates deeply with your people and showcases the value of your work. You'll get stuck with clients who drain you and you'll limit your sales. We need to align our frequency with high-level clients and evoking that with unique messaging and marketing that radiates your unique and intuitive gifts and brilliance. We're all energy, and this can be expressed in our marketing if we have the knowledge to do this in the right way. So how do you do that? Well, in my opinion, there's one of 2 ways. You can take what I've shared with you today, the high-level strategy, and try and implement that in your business right now. Or if you're like, heck no, Joanna, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get into spinning my wheels and overthinking, and I want hands-on guidance in this area. I would love to share a unique opportunity where I can support you with this. Now, if you're feeling complete and you want to run with that solo, that's totally fine. Please feel free to jump off now. But if you're curious about how to fast track this and take the guesswork out of it, I'd love to share this opportunity with you. So, introducing Radiate to sell your unique brilliance. Now, this is a unique opportunity to work with me, and I'm going to show you how to tap into your unique brilliance messaging and also articulate that in your content and your marketing in a really potent way that resonates with your people, you know, those desirable high-level clients. And this is how it all happens. In step 1, we create your elevated messaging. This is very specific to you, your business, and your soul client. And we do this in a one-to-one intensive session. I'm looking at this from an energetic and marketing strategy approach. So your messagings are tuned to the people you want to call in and attuned to that high level of consciousness, and also articulating the value of your work in a way most programs don't teach. And we do this immediately so you get that breakthrough right away. And then in step 2, we're going to spend time articulating your messaging so it channels through your marketing and offers and calls those higher level clients into your world, into your offers. Working with me so that all your communications are fully in tune with what your perfect fit client most wants in a way they just get it. They really understand the value of your offer promise. Now, whether that's iterating your bio or your media kit, raising your authority and honing your copy, or getting feedback on that. We bust through the worries and the procrastination about feeling judged for being authentically visible. And whether that's on content you post on social media, or what you say when you speak from stages or in summits or podcasts, or crafting your sales pages, the stuff that leaves people so darn exhausted because they've been pushing out and sharing stuff that's just not working for them. So we're really going to make this cohesive. So your people go from first attraction and resonance to working with you. Then in step 3, we're going to raise your frequency to match with those higher consciousness clients that are a perfect match for your unique brilliance. Now, this is a step that is almost always missed. And no wonder that when you invest in big launches or lead generation, you don't get the results you want. So you tend to revise your strategy and try again, getting more frustrated, never really getting to the heart of what's going on. This piece here is so important because you're going to gain a complete overhaul of the business practices and blurred boundaries that have prevented you from attracting with your potent messaging and marketing. Things you can action in your day-to-day business, so you can ditch the stuff that's blocking you and shift into a new up-leveled client attraction frequency. So that by the time we're done working together, you know exactly where to focus your energy and you're not feeling burned out, but full of courage and excitement because you've got the exact key to attracting clients you desire and can leverage your elevated messaging in any strategy you deploy in your business. Now, perhaps you're thinking, can't I just work this out on my own? It's a great question. I've worked with so many clients who have tried over and over to work out their messaging, their soul messaging on their own. And they've paid copywriters or website developers and business coaches to help them produce things that haven't really represented their truth because they couldn't even articulate it themselves. It's on their heart, but not articulated yet. And some have invested well over 10K and didn't see any results at all. I had a client who invested 25K in a program, and because her messaging wasn't attuned, she didn't get the success she was promised. If you don't work out how to communicate the value of your work, you'll keep experiencing the same problems of slow or stagnant sales and working with clients who aren't a great fit. Not having your personal messaging articulated is the number one reason I see amazing, talented coaches and healers run out of steam, get burned out, and even want to burn their business to the ground. Caroline, my executive coach client, had stalled her business for 6 months, thinking that she should be able to work out her messaging on her own before she worked with me. And in just our first intensive session, we turned her narrative of shame in her messaging into a breakthrough that gave her this instant download of her messaging truth and her next 6-figure group program for her dream clients. Imagine the cost of delaying that breakthrough and compare that to having the clarity and courage to simply do what's on your heart and move to having the business that flows. And Radiate's designed if you're ready to move forward quickly and elevate your messaging to the exciting next level. And once you get this, so much else in your business is unlocked. So what's included? Well, you have access to top-notch curriculum. This isn't tons of videos that take up your time and don't add any value. And I've been in plenty of containers that throw the kitchen sink. This is not that. It's going to unlock exactly how you energetically align your frequency and message with those high-level perfect match clients and how to implement it. So you create an ecosystem for client attraction, which is exactly what you need if you've been shrinking your message or blending in right now. You also get that brand messaging one-to-one intensive session with me. I go through the brand epics process. You get this right away when we start, so we can attune to your unique brand positioning and how you differ from everyone else in the market, as well as identifying the problems and the desires of that elevated client that you best match with. This is my zone of genius, and I use my brand ethics process to help you join the dots of your unique talents, your quirks, to make a cohesive brand message, one that your clients adore. helping them see the magnificence of your gifts. And you'll see your blind spots, and I will help you articulate that elevated messaging. And I can tell you that no other program offers you this immediate intensive breakthrough, so you can maximize your new elevated brand messaging and positioning right away. And that's why I think that so many coaches get stuck with blending in and creating copy that just feels disconnected, and it doesn't call to the clients they want to work with. They're stuck throwing spaghetti at the wall, and they lose their momentum in their marketing. I see it happen so many times. But when we create a breakthrough in what your messaging and positioning really is, and suddenly your content and your offer promise nails it, everything starts working seamlessly together. But not only that, you also get 2 more one-to-one sessions with me to support the critical stages you need to take in Radiate. I believe messaging isn't just an I help statement or a bio. It has to flow through all parts of your marketing ecosystem. And when it doesn't, coaches find themselves struggling to convert clients into their offers and to be a sought after speaking guest, a guest expert, podcast interviews, to really get your message out there in a deep and meaningful way for your future clients. Your messaging it needs to work for you in your offer promise, in your framework, method, or process, which raises your authority and your expert positioning, as well as having a marketing strategy that feels easy and you love doing, which is, again, something that nobody else I see really does. So you're left on this content hamster wheel, resenting the time it takes and not seeing that engagement or client sales. And we work through these things together. We co-create your offer and your marketing assets in these additional private sessions, so you don't get stuck in that overthinking how to articulate and convey your innate brilliance in your sales pages, your landing pages, your social media posts, your emails, or even on your discovery calls. And you get access and promote yourself on other people's marketing platforms too, and love selling. We also meet twice a month in small, intimate group sessions where you can get answers to all your questions along the way and get additional insights from other like-minded experts, coaches, healers on a similar journey, as well as access to our Facebook community. You can ask anything at any time, and you can share your copy, bios, media, one pages, offer promise, frameworks, and I will share my feedback with you. Because if you can't communicate the value of what you do, you just can't sell it, plain and simple. In Radiate, we also put a strong emphasis on raising your marketing frequency and getting out of that overthinking, perfectionist, fear of judgment mindset, so you can tune into your intuition and get game-changing insights and idea downloads. We meet every month for a breathwork for business and additional live energetic congruence sessions. And I have seen clients literally elated with what comes through for them. And this is something that I never see in other messaging or business programs, and can leave people with a bunch of work in their Google Drive that they never bring to life to actually attract their favorite clients, because they're just not attuned to the intuition. And in my opinion, this is invaluable. And as you can see here, the total value is well over $12,000. Now, if you were going to hire a standard messaging expert to define your positioning and take strategy into consideration, to look at it from a big picture view, and also help you optimize your offers and marketing at the back end, you'd be paying this or well more. And if then you need a copywriter to take this on for you, like I know a copywriter who specializes in working with intuitive coaches, and her investment is multiple 5 figures. So when you learn what I teach, it's invaluable, because you can easily access the methods to do this yourself, create the unique value proposition, and articulate the value of your work in your marketing so you can sell to your soul clients. So what is the value to your business? And this is what I really want to share with you, because these are the kind of results that my clients have achieved using what I'm teaching you. The tangible results, like 20K sales day, 44 signups, or a 6-figure launch, and even a steady stream of client sales. But they also shift how they feel and approach their work. It's like a new level of energy. So they're creating new offers that are coming through, and they're promoting themselves boldly and unapologetically. And they're creating that thought leader energy, sharing their opinions, knowing what to say in their content, and finally getting off the hamster wheel. And they get new opportunities. I've had clients who'd be invited to speak on expert panels. They're now running retreats. They're guest experts and as speakers, as well as those things that I know that I was missing for 2 years. And that's when this really shifted for me, because I was able to call in incredible clients on repeat and consistently beat my monthly income by feeling safety in my business, because I was finally myself. And knowing it could be profitable, sustainable, and joyful, having that time back to pursue the life you love. For me, that's pottery, long walks, time with my family, and yes, the Monday morning yoga class. Having self-trust to lean into your gift of intuition and feel that renewed certainty about your value and ability to attract clients. Now, I'm not teaching you my exact path, but how to leverage this success in your business from your own energetic blueprint. I see that a lot of coaches and healers diligently apply what their coaches tell them, and then they get an instant result, but it's not sustainable. And that's because it's not in alignment with who you really are, and it's not grounded into your unique message and the value of feeling secure and self-expressed in your business. So you're not selling your soul, which is so often overlooked with these flashy websites and sales pages. We want to feel authentic and real in our business, right? Not stuck saying things in a way we think we need to say them. And we're standing in our own values and integrity with who we really are, which to me is far more important than any of these flashy numbers that you're seeing here. So the value of Radiate is incredible. And the clients that have enrolled so far are saying that to me. Joanna, the value you're offering for the price point you offer it at is remarkable, which is $697 per month for 6 months, or $3,497 if you pay in full. So if you pay in full, you're basically saving about a month of the investment. Now, to be honest with you, whether you pay in the payment plan or pay in full, the value of what you're getting is far beyond either one of those price points. It's highly personalized to you, but you get lots of one-to-one support as well as the group calls. So you get those one-to-one calls with me, and we will co-create your messaging and your positioning and align you with your premium clients and thread that seamlessly through your offers and marketing. No other program does this. They all offer elements of this without really getting to the core of what you need to say and articulate to sell to the clients that you want to work with. I'm working with you in 3 one-to-one calls throughout our 6 months. So if you want to map out your offer curriculum and convey that in your promise and unique framework, or develop a marketing strategy that you feel really great about implementing and know exactly what to say in your content that your clients most need to hear, or write copy for your sales pages, we do that together one-to-one on a call. These aren't done in a group setting or doing it on your own with a bunch of training videos. We do this in full alignment with who you are, so you're putting out what reflects you, your soul message, and what your clients need to hear. And the other thing I want to share with you is that the value of articulating your unique brilliance is the thing that's going to ultimately impact whether you attract soul-aligned clients or you don't, whatever strategy you use. The value to you in understanding how to articulate what you do and also raise your authority and take your clients through to booking with you is very much worth this price point. Plus, you get personalized copywriting feedback from me, attuning to who you are, what your elevated client needs to hear, and how to resonate deeply with them in integrity. How to communicate to them using higher frequency marketing, like I shared with you earlier. You have to understand that. Otherwise, you continue to attract misaligned clients who will energetically drain you or lack client leads because your marketing isn't resonating with them. So me being a thought partner with you and co-creating with you is way beyond this price point, and you may intuitively know that too. Radiate's intentionally set an investment price that allows you to see a return on investment after gaining just 1 or 2 new clients, and even helps you raise your prices if you're currently undercharging because you can't yet articulate the immense value of your unique brilliance and the value of the work that you do. And I want to share this because you may be sitting there thinking, I love what you're sharing and maybe I want a little more, So my invitation to you is to consider this opportunity as a thought partnership, but also look at what the value would be to your business, knowing how to articulate what you do and how to say it and to resonate with the clients you want to work with, and fall back in love with your business and get to spend more of your time in your zone of genius, doing the work you're designed to do and making an incredible impact in the world. This is what makes Radiate, the program and the experience, unique, but also what makes this price point a no-brainer. Now, look, this is what it can look like. I want to share a case study with you. As from my client, she's an intuitive business strategist. She had a successful business already, and although her income was steady, she was completely depleted and couldn't see how she could tap into her innate gifts to stop working with energy-draining clients and attract those that she wanted to work with. This is what she had to say at the start of her journey with me.
I was doing well in my business, but I wasn't feeling happy and I wasn't feeling comfortable with myself or what I was sharing. I was really bringing in a lot of clients that weren't in alignment for me, but I didn't know it. That's what was making me feel unhappy. I was working with people who weren't taking action, and I was being the doer for them, which has been my pattern for myself. And why I decided to work with you was so that I could change that for myself, and so that I could start loving what I was doing instead of creating something that I was hating.
Yeah, creating something she was hating and working so hard to do that. Now, after our first one-to-one session, she's blown away by the value of the breakthrough she got. Here she says, if nothing else changes for me from our time together, I'd hire you again without hesitation, just for the clarity my soul has already. I helped her articulate her gifts and elevate the client avatar she's designed to work with. She was pitching herself to low vibe clients, and I conceived a completely new offer so she could deliver her brilliance in half the time. I helped her bring all of that into alignment, and in her words, took her to the next level in a way she couldn't do for herself. And this is a very competent, very high achieving woman, but this block was preventing her from really creating the results she wanted in her business. And this is what happened next. As soon as she brought her new offer to market and shared her unique messaging, she immediately closed a deal at 4K, making back her return on investment within weeks. And she kept bringing in new aligned clients, and she raised her price first to 10K. And then she's now selling this offer for over 20K as her program has filled up. And perhaps most importantly of all, she says, I am no longer available for selling my soul to work with clients who lack appreciation. Here's what she had to say about her experience.
Everything changed for me from when we started working together till now. Literally everything in my life really helped me connect with myself and find my voice. And it was always scrambling to like, what's the thing to say? And it just always felt chaotic. And now I feel super confident with what I share, what my brand is, what my values are. And it's funny because now I keep getting so many opportunities and so many clients are coming to me, and I'm getting to the place where sometimes I have to say no now, which wasn't something that happened to me before. It's really making my business come true beyond my wildest dreams. I easily called in new clients just by putting some messaging out there, talking about the transformation. And I've continued to raise my rate as I've done that. And I've also gotten a lot of my time back, which is probably the most precious part to me. And it's giving me space to create new things and kind of love what I do again.
She's been able to step off the delivery hamster wheel and stand out by articulating and sharing her unique gifts and brilliance. And this is the experience that members of Radiate create, purpose-led, soulful coaches and healers. So they have a deep knowing of what to say, who to say it to, and how to say it. And they're in energetic congruence with what they're delivering, what to say to attract premium clients who appreciate their work. So they're not feeling resentful. Now it's so much easier to get out there and market their services and get those aligned clients. Because I know that once soulful practitioners are able to do this, they can serve more clients who will get the outcomes that they came for and elevate the collective consciousness by creating more impact with more people, which is my mission, to support women to be themselves in their business and not have to hide their light or play small. And I support you to do the work you love by conveying your unique gifts and brilliance in a way that attracts high frequency clients, which is exactly what we focus on in Radiate. Now, I'd love for you to think about where your business would be if you came to me and you didn't know what to say in your marketing or how to package that up. And within a short space of time, you had complete clarity on your messaging and were sharing that in your marketing. So you could evolve your program to reignite your passion for what you sell and have dream clients jump right in to a point that you're now raising your price and you're still filling your spots, having so much interest in what you do that you can finally charge the value of the transformation you're providing. This is an amazing place to be in your business. So where would you be if you could evoke that kind of response from your people and knew how to attract the next 10 people into your offers, or take your income from 5K to 10K, or to 20K to 50K months, or even 20 or 50K days, or even just to reach more people with your work and know that you're making a big impact? Well, this client here, she's a channel and an intuitive, and she was offering $100 one-off sessions to clients that expected her to solve all their problems in that 1 hour. And that's how she built her business to quite a good standard. She had a lot of people coming to her for those one-off readings. She knew that she really wanted to focus on the high level work that she's gifted to do with clients who truly appreciate what she does. So we shifted her energy and we elevated her messaging so she wasn't hiding her light or blending in, and have more time and energy in her business, but also in her life in general. And this was all done in alignment with what was right for her. And that's what Radiate's about, being unique and having messaging and offers that feel great for you. And we create your messaging that really leverages who you are and put words to it, because articulating the value of what you do is what will attract these soul clients. You know, she said, I created my messaging and content, and then ultimately a program that lit me up and immediately started attracting dream clients as soon as I share it. And now I'm raising the price. So this is a question that I've been asked many times, or similar to this. I want to go through the process in less than 6 months because I want to launch my offer faster, or at least want to get my content flowing again and attracting new clients. I need something right away. What can you offer me that I can do right now? Because of course, Radiate is a 6-month program. And I get that, because my default is also to want to move as fast as possible. And it's up to you how fast you go. The quicker you go, the more opportunity you have for support to articulate the value of your work and unapologetically express it in your marketing. You get to book in right away for your one-to-one intensive, for your personal brand messaging and industry positioning, breakthrough and upgrade immediately. And the quicker you implement the curriculum, the more opportunity you have to implement your elevated messaging within your content, your offers, and your marketing to match with your high frequency soul clients with my support, with those additional one-to-ones, which you can take as soon as you are ready. So you can test your messaging, you can iterate it, so you're not throwing spaghetti against the wall and you're not feeling exhausted by your marketing anymore. I think it's a popular misconception that messaging is a once and done, but that's absolutely not the case. When you iterate and tweak as you go along, you're leveraging different elements of your unique brilliance and finding out what articulation works best. And the quicker you start testing things, the better off you are. Like maybe you've been in a program before where messaging is just a small training at the start, and then you're left to figure out how to apply it in a way that makes that strategy a success and feels right for you. Now, in Radiate, you get that full support all the way through to help you know what to say, who to say it to, and how to say it. Having access to me, an experienced brand messaging expert, energizing your insights, co-creating your messaging, and catalyzing you into aligned action for 6 months is a good thing. And you may also be wondering if Radiate is the right fit for your unique gifts, your brand, your niche, or your industry. You might think, it's all great, thanks, Joanna, but my business is quite unique. What type of coaches thrive in your program? And importantly, will it work for me? Now, my zone of genius is joining the dots for multi-passionate, soulful coaches and healers who often say things like, I'm too close to my own work to articulate it successfully. I've worked with copywriters, business coaches, and other messaging experts too, because they're so close to their work, They need that support to bring it to the world in full articulation, to bring it out the dark, and wanting to have that pathway illuminated. I've worked with intuitive experts in human design, channels, mediums, spiritual guides, and New Earth leaders, as well as nutritionists, life coaches, relationship experts, executive coaches, business strategists, just to name a few. My opinion is that everyone has a unique business, and it's my role to help you express that so you don't blend in, and to highlight and leverage those differences. And the more unique your business, the more critical it is for you to have a clear way to convey that to your audience and to express that to elevated clients who will appreciate the value of your work. And the thing that unites my clients who get the best possible results is their readiness to expand their client attraction energy. And they value high touch support to co-create their next level. They all have a way of creating amazing transformation for their clients. They're enormously talented at what they do, and they have established offers. But at all points of business, from the first year or two to experienced coaches or healers with 10 to 20 years experience, this method works no matter what season you're in. If you're ambitious and open-minded and ready to co-create with authenticity and integrity. As a human design reflector, I recognize that it's an innate gift of mine to see what others are not seeing and to express and reflect that back with clarity so they finally get it. These are some of the results you can see here from very different sectors, specialisms, and niches. One says, follow-up call 1, sale completed. That's my second group member. Or I can't believe I got my first client on a 3-month package whose life I'm going to help tremendously. It's been truly life-changing. This particular client helps strong women go through chemo for breast cancer. Her work truly is life-changing. 11 amazing humans said, yes, it's like a dream. This from a life coach. And this quote here, she says, my inner world has changed. I went from 6 months with stagnated revenue to having a 6-figure launch. But beyond that is the confidence shifting within myself. And I now have a very clear understanding of who I'm meant to support and how to speak to them. And they're saying, I'm talking to you. And I love that. These are the type of coaches that thrive in Radiate. It's about expanding your uniqueness and attracting your soul clients. Now, here's what the program isn't. We are not about creating messaging that's in the image of some guru or expert in your niche. We will attune to your personal unique gifts and talents, and we do it in a way that's aligned to you. So what I'm here to do is help you articulate the value of your work so your clients feel you're talking directly to them, and you get to move through that know, like, and trust process so they're booking with you. It's you elevating your message, playing big, expressing that in your marketing you love to do, and not following anyone else's exact steps, but aligning your energy with being that go-to expert and sharing it in ways that showcase your credentials and position you as unique. And it's a way to express your true voice, your magnetic brilliance with authenticity and passion, and doing that in a way that touches the hearts and calls to your perfect fit clients. You're not going to wonder how to do this, as we'll work together to co-create your personal brand expression and support you to implement that in your marketing content and offers. Most simple way possible, accessing intuition as well as strategy, so you're in flow and fully expressed. So, question for you: what will change in your business and your life when you're consistently attracting perfect fit clients? And most importantly, doing it in a really authentic and integral way. What are the possibilities for you? Maybe you're no longer throwing spaghetti at the wall and stepping off the hamster wheel, creating scrollable content that doesn't resonate with your people. Maybe you're no longer working with misaligned clients, leaving you feeling resentful and drained. Maybe you're no longer feeling that your light's dimmed and people are finally seeing you and the value of what you offer. Just take a moment, think about what it means to you. If you're called to learn more about Radiate, or maybe you're already energetically in and you know it's what you need, or you're simply curious if it's a good fit for you right now, I recommend you book a fast track session with me. I'm doing this by application only to make sure that it's aligned for both of us. So you're not investing your time, money, and energy on something that might not be the right fit for you. And having a quick conversation just allows us to gauge that. And if it's not a right fit, I can help you identify the gaps that will make the biggest difference in your business right now and where to focus your energy best. It might just be a really simple tweak, and I would rather redirect you to what you need most right now, whatever that might be, so it's an aligned decision. And I don't want you to underestimate the clarity you can get from this fast track session. When I finally elevated my business messaging, my business transformed, and doing it the hard way isn't something I want for you. What took me nearly 2 years, created burnout, exhaustion, and had me wanting to give up at times, has now led me to feel so grateful for the pause I took to find my path, to have the tenacity to make it happen, because my business did transform. And seeing how the same happens for members of Radiate is a constant inspiration and validation of that. I don't want anyone to be in the energy of hoping and praying, but knowing deeply how to leverage their energy and their unique brilliance. Book a fast track session, even if you're not sure if you're a right fit or you're not ready to start right away. I'd love to talk with you. Let's have a conversation. And please do that soon, as the investment will be going up. So don't wait to have a conversation. Book the call, and I can't wait to chat with you.